Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Jasmin Aldridge and I am a family medicine resident physician here in San Antonio. Today I wanted to talk to you about the question, should I still wear a mask and practice social distancing even if I've been vaccinated? So let's explore that question. This question was something that was widely spread at the beginning of the year when the vaccines were first being rolled out. Recently, there has been some guidance that people who are fully vaccinated do not need to wear a mask when they are in public. Let's explore this question a little bit further, despite that recent recommendation. Why would people continue to wear a mask even after they have been vaccinated? So let's look at what happens when you're initially vaccinated. Your body is developing that spike protein that encapsulates or surrounds the virus in order to learn how to recognize that protein and fight it off. It takes some days for your immune system to learn how to do this. Therefore, in those first initial days after you've received your first shot, you're not actually fully ready to recognize and fight against that protein that encapsulates or surrounds that virus. Therefore, it would behoove you and those around you to continue to wear a mask in order to protect yourselves from continuing to allow the virus to circulate between you. Similarly, even after you've been fully vaccinated and you have those appropriate antibodies, you still might have friends or family who have not been vaccinated. Therefore, you could still receive the coronavirus, not know that you have it, and pass it on to someone else who is not vaccinated. Similarly, others who have not been vaccinated could still transmit the virus to you, even though you may not show up with as many symptoms. It might be asymptomatic, as we say. So this is how the virus continues to circulate in our communities and continues the pandemic. Furthermore, the coronavirus isn't the only thing that the mask can protect us against. Consider this. When I was a first year rotating through the hospital for the very first time as a physician, there were so many flu cases, serious flu cases, where patients ended up even in the ICU because of the flu, which is caused by the influenza virus. In the year where the pandemic was at its worst, it was very interesting not to see a lot of those flu cases in the hospital. We had, of course, a lot of COVID-19 patients, but not a lot of patients in the hospital because of the flu. And therefore, it's reasonable to conclude that the masks were very helpful in preventing the spread of even that very common and sometimes possibly deadly flu virus. So that's just another practical reason why masking, especially during sometimes like a flu season, is important. Now, to the second part of the question. Should we continue to practice social distancing guidelines even after we've been vaccinated? My answer would be yes, for the reasons I've already mentioned. You don't know who amongst you or around you has not been vaccinated. Or in some cases, you wouldn't know which friends and family members have not yet received their vaccine. For that same reason, it's appropriate to practice the distancing of like 6 feet apart and also continue washing of hands and those practices that we all got used to in 2020. These are practices that are just going to help our overall health as a community in general. Lastly, I want to talk about the next step, getting beyond this pandemic. What's going to help us do that is herd immunity. That's a concept where so many people within a community are vaccinated that they become immune to the disease that's circulating to the point where the disease no longer circulates because it has no person to go and infect because everyone has antibodies against it. It has been estimated that it would take about 75 to 80% of Americans to be vaccinated in order for this to happen with the coronavirus. As of yesterday, June 15, 2021, the CDC reported that there is about 43.9% of Americans who have been fully vaccinated. So we're almost at like 44%, but to get to that 80%, we still have a ways to go. So all the more reasons to continue wearing the mask, continue to do the social distancing, continue to fight the spread of this pandemic. And if it makes you feel any better, which I know it made me feel better, it has been proven safe to not wear your mask around other people who have been vaccinated. So with my friends and family who are fully vaccinated, we freely talk to each other, we have dinner, we enjoy time with each other without our masks. So that's all the more reason to encourage your friends and family to get vaccinated, because once you're fully vaccinated, you can sit and commune and fellowship in confidence that you're being safe. So those were my suggestions and insights based on my experience and research. I hope it's been helpful.